Being realistic is the quickest path to mediocrity. Life's under no obligation to give us what we expect. Do not set aside your happiness. Do not wait to be happy in the future. The best time to be happy is always now. Be not angry that you cannot make others as you wish them to be, since you cannot make yourself as you wish to be.
People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. Don't let what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. By nature, men are nearly alike. By practice, they get to be wide apart.
If stars needed the sky's permission to shine, the universe would be a very dark place. Do not wait for life. Do not long for it. Be aware always and at every moment that the miracle is in the here and now.
It is the privilege of the gods to want nothing, and of godlike men to want little.
You'll never find a rainbow if you're looking down.
Don't be afraid to say I don't know, and seek knowledge from others.
Feeling lost, crazy, and desperate belongs to a good life as much as optimism, certainty, and reason.
Be grateful for what you already have while you pursue your goals. They laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at them because they're all the same.
You don't get to pick where you're from, but you always have control of where you're going. To avoid disappointment, expect nothing from nobody. Even as your body betrays you, your mind denies it. Fitness is vital for sports person. I never take it for granted. My fitness mantra is healthy eating and daily exercise. The difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits.
Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter.
Those who don't value their words will never value your wishes. Others have seen what is and asked why. I have seen what could be and asked why not.
We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us. Keep your dreams. You never know when you might need them.
And though you think the world is at your feet, it can rise up and tread on you. The sky is the limit. For some people, aim higher. Nothing is impossible. Everything that can be thought at all can be thought clearly. Everything that can be said clearly. Know from whence you came. If you know whence you came, there are absolutely no limitations to where you can go. Time is my friend when it doesn't let the bad moments stay, but it becomes my enemy when it lets the good moments pass by. Nobody is wired wrong, because there's no wrong and right in the way we are. Worrying about losing is losing before you begin.
There are people who have money and people who are rich.
Why can you see the stars at night but not the light? Be a person of substance to people, and not someone they wish they never met. Anything that smiles often needs to be reminded that the world is a cruel, dark place. Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life.
The better organized the state, the duller its humanity.
If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him. Pretend to be weak that he may grow arrogant.
It is said we learn more from our failures than our successes.
A warrior who is prepared to fight must also be prepared to die.
The butterfly counts not months but moments and has time enough.
Until justice rolls down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. There is no problem more difficult to solve than that created by ourselves. One of the greatest journeys in life is overcoming insecurity and learning to truly not give a shit. I just want someone to hear what I have to say, and maybe if I talk long enough, it'll make sense. I like to set my dreams high. That way, even if I only make it halfway there, it's still pretty darn good. Faith keeps our ships moving, while empathy and the memories of our experiences lead to wisdom.
If a man could have half of his wishes, he would double his troubles.
We never know which lives we influence or when or why.
Home is where somebody notices when you are no longer there.
Consuming all your income leads to financial insecurity, but earning to invest paves the way to financial freedom.
I'm going to try speaking some reckless words, and I want you to try to listen recklessly. You will never know how high you can climb until you reach the top.
Life is a series of surprises and would not be worth taking or keeping if it were not. The most important questions in life can never be answered by anyone except oneself. The logical man must either deny all miracles or none. Everything smaller than heaven bores us because only heaven is bigger than our hearts.
Patience is the only way you can endure the gray periods.
When you connect to the silence within you, that is when you can make sense of the disturbance going on around you. Don't waste your time hating a failure. Failure is a greater teacher than success. Listen, learn, go on. If we thought more for ourselves, we would have very many more bad books and very many more good ones. I don't fit into any stereotypes, and I like myself that way.
Rely not on the likelihood of the enemy's not coming, but on our own readiness to receive him. I have never known any distress that an hour's reading did not relieve. You can measure the size of a person by what makes him or her angry.
When we are tired, we are attacked by ideas we conquered long ago. The fact that you aren't where you want to be should be enough motivation. I would prefer a sword to fight duel, but a pen to plan a war. Your conscience is the measure of the honesty of your selfishness. Listen to it carefully.
Life is worth living when you have someone to share it with.
Too many of us are not living our dreams because we are living our fears. What makes earth feel like hell is our expectation that it should feel like heaven.
Fix your mind on truth. Hold firm to virtue. Rely on loving kindness, and find your recreation in the arts.
Molecules dissolve and pass away, but consciousness survives the death of the matter on which it rides.
They can't tell so much about you if you got your eyes closed. The language of light can only be decoded by the heart.
Summer is for surrendering, winter is for wondering. There is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs.
Consideration for others is the basis of a good life, a good society. Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game.
True success cannot be achieved until you have experienced failure. Do not give them a candle to light the way. Teach them how to make fire instead. That is the meaning of enlightenment. All I am is literature, and I'm not able or willing to be anything else. Learn from your past, use the possibilities of the present moment, and let the future open the doors of opportunity.
Small circle, private life, and peaceful mind. Politeness is the first thing people lose once they get the power. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work.
I do not believe anyone can be perfectly well who has a brain and a heart. Nothing is necessitated whose opposite is possible. Act the way you'd like to be, and soon you'll be the way you'd like to act. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. To care about your outward appearance is important, but what's more important is to have a beautiful soul. The path to success is to take massive, determined action. Truth would quickly cease to be stranger than fiction once we got as used to it.
He who is prudent and lies in wait for an enemy who is not will be victorious. History, Stephen said, is a nightmare from which I am trying to awake.
People have only as much liberty as they have the intelligence to want and the courage to take.
It's not what you are in life, but what you make of it. There is no such thing as a great talent without great willpower.
Light is more important than the lantern, the palm more important than the notebook.
Doing nothing is better than being busy doing nothing. Time is heavy sometimes. Imagine how heavy eternity must be.
Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching, and doing as you say you would do. To find what you seek in the road of life, the best proverb of all is that which says, "Leave no stone unturned."
Verily, God does not reward man for what he does, but for what he is. In warfare, there are no constant conditions. He who can modify his tactics in relation to his opponent will succeed and win.
The desire to die was my one and only concern. To it I have sacrificed everything, even death. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
Peace proposals unaccompanied by a sworn covenant indicate a plot. The whole secret lies in confusing the enemy so that he cannot fathom our real intent. I never fail. It's just that the people around me succeed more than I. Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you. This would diminish his enthusiasm.
Life comes from the earth, and life returns to the earth. You must not ever stop being whimsical, and you must not ever give anyone else the responsibility for your life.
Science is organized knowledge. Wisdom is organized life.
I would rather die of passion than of boredom. Remember, success is a journey, not a destination. Have faith in your ability. You will do just fine.
Supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting.
Books didn't make me wallow in darkness. Darkness made me wallow in books. The hardest battle you are ever going to have to fight is the battle to be just you.
The key to life is accepting challenges. Once someone stops doing this, he's dead.
You're always going to have people who aren't happy for your success, but only you control how you respond to it. Each affects the other, and the other affects the next, and the world is full of stories, but the stories are all one. I don't know who I am right now, but I know who I'm not, and I like that. You can't reach what's in front of you until you let go of what's behind you.
Sometimes things become possible if we want them bad enough.
Some of us are busy doing things. Some of us are busy complaining. Focus on you. People come and go.
In the haunted house of life, art is the only stair that doesn't creak. The true vocation of man is to find his way for himself.
But please remember, this is only a work of fiction. The truth, as always, will be far stranger. The timing of your struggle depends on how resistant you are to your molding.
To become a lifelong reader, one has to do a lot of varied and interesting reading.
You go out and do the best you can and hope it works. You just try to improve. Change your life today. Don't gamble on the future. Act now, without delay. Actions defined a man. Words were a fart in the wind. If you don't give up on something you truly believe in, you will find a way.
A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions.
I have no ambition to govern men. It is a painful and thankless office.
I knew it like destiny, and at the same time, I knew it as choice. Patience and improvement is the key to opening the door to progress.
And that's when I realized the thing about the truth. It always comes out, no matter what you do. Sometimes people are beautiful, not in looks, not in what they say, just in what they are. Stars do not pull each other down to be more visible. They shine brighter. In the high country of the mind, one has to become adjusted to the thinner air of uncertainty. Life is a long, agonized illness only curable by death. Being interesting isn't important, but being happy is, as well as being a person you're proud of. Memories were short and history unkind. It was the way of the world. The sharpest minds often ruin their lives by overthinking the next step, while the dull win the race with eyes closed. Man is always prey to his truths. Once he has admitted them, he cannot free himself from them. The life you have left is a gift. Cherish it. Enjoy it now to the fullest. Do what matters now. For great men, religion is a way of making friends. Small people make religion a fighting tool.
The truth will set you free, but not until it is finished with you. Like the sun and moon, they end but to begin anew. Like the 4 seasons, they pass away to return once more.
Live and act within the limit of your knowledge, and keep expanding it to the limit of your life. Be proud. You survived the days you thought you couldn't. Your dreams are worth it. Persevere. Your focus is your power. Harness it. Nothing is built on stone. All is built on sand, but we must build as if the sand were stone. The power to change your life lies in the simplest of steps.
Before you find your soulmate, you must first discover your soul.
The art of being wise is knowing what to overlook.
You don't get what you wish for. You get what you work for. Remember to be kind with your words, especially to yourself. Forget injuries. Never forget kindnesses.
The human person finds his perfection in seeking and loving what is true and good. It is more shameful to distrust our friends than to be deceived by them.
I care for no man on earth, and no man on earth cares for me. Where humanity sowed faith, hope, and unity, joy's garden blossomed.
The abstraction of man gives rise to institutions that subsequently fail to function, for man is not abstract.
Distance sometimes lets you know who is worth keeping and who is worth letting go. You don't have to like someone, but you have to treat them as you wish to be treated.
It's amazing how easy the truth is to accept, no matter how strange.
He who doesn't understand history is doomed to repeat it.
I made up my mind not to care so much about the destination, and simply enjoy the journey.
To go outside what your charge was and to try to solve everything yourself is dangerous.
Life always begins with one step outside of your comfort zone. Of all creatures that breathe and move upon the earth, nothing is bred that is weaker than man. I am afraid, not of life or death or nothingness, but of wasting it as if I had never been. There is beauty everywhere. Even in the dark there is light, and that is the rarest kind of all.
No amount of experimentation can ever prove me right. A single experiment can prove me wrong.
In life, you always see the darkest days before the sunshine. Having the best doesn't make you the best, but producing the best makes you the best.
The mistakes I've made are dead to me, but I can't take back the things I never did.
When you want something, the entire universe conspires to help you achieve it. We follow the codes not because they bring gain, but because we loathe the people we would otherwise become. Suffering is part of our training program for becoming wise. What helps you persevere is your resilience and commitment. If the world was made for us, then it belongs to us, and we can do what we damn well please with it. To have great pain is to have certainty. To hear that another person has pain is to have doubt. You better hide that heart of yours. Won't lead you anywhere you want to go. When a language dies, a way of understanding the world dies with it, a way of looking at the world. Berterima kasihlah pada segala yang memberi kehidupan.
The scholar does not consider gold and jade to be precious treasures, but loyalty and good faith.
There is only one kind of shock worse than the totally unexpected, the expected, for which one has refused to prepare.
Some people look for a beautiful place. Others make a place beautiful. As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters. You get what you focus on, so focus on what you want. There's no point having wishes if you don't at least try to do them. Success is defined in units of fun. It's all about being happy.
If you don't control your mind, someone else will. What a waste my life would be without all the beautiful mistakes I've made.
Except our own thoughts, there is nothing absolutely in our power.
Sometimes problems don't require a solution to solve them. Instead, they require maturity to outgrow them. If life gives you any trouble, punch it in the face. When the road ahead seems impossible, start the engine. I offer my opponents a bargain. If they will stop telling lies about us, I will stop telling the truth about them. Make life easier by living in the present and believing in the future. Because I don't live in either my past or my future. I'm interested only in the present. It isn't a sadness, but a joy that we don't do the same things for the length of our lives. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader.
Everything you do doesn't have to be seen or heard.
You couldn't erase everything that caused you pain with recollection. Every memory was valuable, even the bad ones.
If I had to live my life over, I'd live over a saloon.
A man is a success if he gets up in the morning and gets to bed at night, and in between, he does what he wants to do.
At times, even a 90% compatibility rate ends in a breakup. When you say I and my too much, you lose the capacity to understand the we and our.
Keep your face always toward the sunshine, and shadows will fall behind you. Quietly endure, silently suffer, and patiently wait. The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. You rely too much on brain. The brain is the most overrated organ. Don't go on discussing what a good person should be. Just be one. To live is so startling, it leaves little time for anything else. When you go down in flames, let it be a blaze that illuminates your path forward, guiding you towards a new beginning. Those at the top of the mountain didn't fall there. Dance through life, flinging kindness like shimmering rainbows. Find your bliss by sharing your heart. We all have negative thoughts now and then, but we can choose not to dwell there and not to let them control us. Things die, but they don't always stay dead. Believe me, I know. My feet are shaking, but I'll do whatever it takes to take a step forward.
If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything.
He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight.
This place has only 3 exits, sir. Madness and death.
Everything you want in life is a relationship away.
Do not swallow bait offered by the enemy. Do not interfere with an army that is returning home.
Those who make conversations impossible make escalation inevitable. Success sometimes may be defined as a disaster put on hold. Qualified has to be.
Good order results spontaneously when things are let alone.
Success does not consist in never making blunders, but in never making the same one a second time. When surrounded by darkness, your only duty is to shine.
First learn to become invincible, then wait for your enemy's moment of vulnerability.
You think intelligence and grit can succeed by themselves, but I'm telling you that's a pretty illusion. A preoccupation with the next world clearly shows an inability to cope credibly with this one. Don't worry about the challenges. Get excited about the rewards of crushing them. If you don't behave as you believe, you will end by believing as you behave. We all need to be mocked from time to time, lest we take ourselves too seriously.
The snow goose need not bathe to make itself white. Neither need you do anything but be yourself.
It's not that some people have willpower and some don't. It's that some people are ready to change and others are not.
Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall.
Reality is what trips you up when you walk around with your eyes closed.
Memory can make a thing seem to have been much more than it was. Any intelligent fool can make things bigger and more complex. It takes a touch of genius and a lot of courage to move in the opposite direction. Shoot for the moon. Even if you fail, you'll land among the stars.
Fault always lies in the same place, with him weak enough to lay blame. If someone tells you you can't, they're showing you their limits, not yours. In those moments, it's hard to remember that an angry voice is an invisible thing incapable of drawing blood.
If a man takes no thought about what is distant, he will find sorrow near at hand.
For with much wisdom comes much sorrow. The more knowledge, the more grief. Faith is believing in something you know isn't true. I was halfway across America, at the dividing line between the east of my youth and the west of my future.
The easiest way to be reborn is to live and feel life every day.
Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit.
There's more beauty in truth, even if it is dreadful beauty.
The more I live, the more I learn. The more I learn, the more I realize, the less I know. The point of modernity is to live a life without illusions while not becoming disillusioned.
Conformity teaches us the value of our precious worth.
It amazed me how quickly a lie loses its power in the face of truth. First it hurts, then it makes you stronger. The key to flow is to pursue an activity for its own sake, not for the rewards it brings. In short, philosophical theories are largely the product of the hidden hand of the cognitive unconscious.
Be grateful for what you already have while you pursue what you want. He who requires much from himself and little from others will keep himself from being the object of resentment.
It had never occurred to me that our lives, which had been so closely interwoven, could unravel with such speed. The end may justify the means as long as there is something that justifies the end.
Some things in life are too complicated to explain in any language.
Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Stop thinking of yourself as a victim. You are a target that is now no longer being hit. We judge ourselves by what we feel capable of doing, while others judge us by what we have already done. Just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it isn't so. Choosing kindness is the ultimate expression of evolved consciousness. Grow by being kind.